I literally locked myself in the lab, and I was just consumed with this for 5 to 6 months.
In a world where games often revolve around fantasy and fiction, Brandon has created something truly extraordinary.
So we got Dr. George G.M. James, Dr. Huey P. Newton.
It's a card game called Black Power for Kids, and it's transforming the way Black children learn about their history. Brandon spent months developing the game, driven by a vision to empower young minds.
Thinking about manhood, the youth, the future, the information that I was coming in contact with in terms of the greatness that is us, I have to say that is prerequisite. It's indispensable in terms of young people understanding that they are great and having examples and blueprints of the greatness that is them. And fast forward, you have Black Power for Kids.
While it may seem as simple as matching cards, it's actually a comprehensive learning experience with 72 pieces or 36 sets, accompanied by a reference booklet that provides detailed biographies and historical context on people such as Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Bobby Seale, Dr. Laila Africa, Tommy Smith, Khalid Muhammad, and Biddy Mason.
Again, 36 different individuals from different walks of life, all did things that are notable, remarkable, and things worth talking about as far as them thinking about us, thinking about me, thinking about you, thinking about people that look like us, and their work, it speaks for themselves.
Interestingly, each individual in the game is uniquely depicted as a young child, adding a clever twist that not only makes history more relatable for kids, but also emphasizes that even the greatest figures in history were once young and full of potential, just like them.
And so when you turn over this piece, there's a number that corresponds with the table of contents. And you see here we have number 20, and I can tell you this is Dr. John Henry Clark. So you will go to the bio booklet and you can go to the table of contents, which here you're gonna see number 20 is Dr. John Henry Clark. Then you turn over to page 20, and here you have a bio on the intellectual giant, Dr. John Henry Clark. So after you would turn over this one, and so here we go, you're gonna turn over another piece, is number 22, and I can tell you this is Dr. Ben, which was a contemporary of Dr. John Henry Clark. And so number 22, just like you did for number 20, you go to the table of contents, and you're gonna see number 22, Dr. Joseph Ben Yakanan. And so these two didn't match, so you would turn them over as you allow everybody that's participating to see who they were, and you turn these over, and then the next person would have a go, and they would turn over a card, and that's where the memory comes in, because when you see the image, you have to remember where the image was, but at the same time, turn over another one that you could use, and here's the strategy to identify and make the matches, and at the end of the game, those with the most matches win.
Teachers like Amber Mooney Spates, who is also a parent, are often shocked by the concept of the game.
Overall, it's pretty amazing. I mean, like I said, there's nothing out there like that. It's a challenging game with Black history facts, so it's a win-win.
Ironically, Amber, like many others, was initially shocked to realize how unfamiliar she was with the majority of the individuals depicted in the game. This revelation underscores a broader issue. There are far too many remarkable Black figures that have been overlooked in history classes.
My reaction to seeing all those people I did not know was not surprising, because I know there's a ton of Black people that did things in history that we just don't know about. We just don't. And having it right there in the booklet and able to see their faces, it just makes a difference.
And her daughter, Jeremiah, echoes similar sentiments as the game has sparked a deeper interest in learning about her heritage.
It makes me feel like I should learn about them more, and I should start doing my research about behind the culture. And this game really helps me with that, and it just really helps me learn about it, and especially since it's a game, so it's more fun.
They love to learn, they love to have fun, but what separates Black Power for Kids from anything else is the empowerment factor. So while the youth are turning over these pieces and they look at this and they're like, well, who is this? And then you run down that this is Dr. Shahrazad Ali. This is a sister that took her genius, took everything that she knew and threw it into trying to get the Black man and Black woman together to stop bumping heads and to help us to understand that we are not the enemy.
I read the book, and I think that when you have, it is impossible to sensationalize a book that uses quotes like, the Black woman is a rat who behaves like a dog while purring like a cat.
What is your nationality?
Puerto Rican, as the world knows.
Okay, well, I didn't write it for the Puerto Rican man. I wrote it for the Black man. Yeah, so, that's what I'm trying to demonstrate, that we have a very special man, and he has a set of very special needs, just like we have. We need to stop claiming that we are all the same. We're not all the same. We have the problems that come from the psychological trauma that we suffered in slavery that we have not revived from yet. And so we have to address that. And we can no longer pretend that it's the white man's fault or that it's your fault or anybody else's. I'm just saying, let's go into our homes and let's look at ourselves. The only civilizations where we have ever been successful, and the Black man didn't have a problem supporting us, being in charge of our homes and raising our children until he was brought to this country and turned into a slave and he lost his position in our home.
I feel like that kind of adds on to how it was a great learning opportunity because of how the fact that I didn't know them, and this game, it's like kind of a game, and it keeps people wanting to be kind of more interactive with Black culture and learn more.
Children are amazing, first and foremost. But when you see a child before this learning experience and the different pieces, and you can see their wheels spinning and you can see their eyes light up when they're looking at, somebody who looks like them. And then when you have somebody to say the things about them, as far as this brother right here, Malcolm X, they don't know Malcolm X. So when they see this image and then they get to learn who Malcolm X was and what Malcolm X did.
Instead of you and me running around here seeking allies in our struggle for freedom, in the Irish neighborhood or the Jewish neighborhood or the Italian neighborhood, we need to seek some allies among people who look something like we do.
You can see the magic, and again, the magic is in fact the empowerment factor that these children are receiving as they're engaging in this.
With plans for expanded and alternative editions, Black Power for Kids is more than just a game. It's a movement to instill pride, knowledge, and a sense of belonging in the next generation. Educators like Amber Mooney Spades have already found a way to transform her classroom experience with this implementation.
My idea is put maybe 5 students at a time and have them match their person. That'll be the person they have for their entire month. They need to look at the features of that person and then do their research. And then at the end of the month, they can look at the book, because the book has tons of information about that person and kind of match up with their research based off the facts that they found in the booklet that came with the game.
A fun fact, you heard of the Great Wall of China, and everybody, oh yeah, I know the Great Wall, yeah. Well, when they found out that we built the Great Wall of Benin, which is 3 times longer and 3 times bigger than the Great Wall of China, there's just a pause of amazement.
For Brandon, the goal is clear: to empower Black children with knowledge and pride in their history, one card at a time.
It's not just for children, it's for us as a people. And if it's one thing that we are lacking, if it's one thing that we're short of, it's this thing called empowerment. And there's a gross ignorance in terms of who we are. And when I say who we are, I've said it before, I say it again, we epitomize greatness.